I'm in Bali right now, looking at this beautiful view at this beach club. And I'm not saying this to flex, but I'm saying this because I'm not trying to sell you a course or anything either. But the point of this video is to recognize that rejection is redirection. Rejection is actually a prayer that's been answered. We just don't see it that way because our ego attaches our sense of self-worth to what we think defines it, which is other people liking us, or jobs giving us offers, or just about anything that you can get said yes or no to. And so the reason I want to share this video is because I'm literally in fucking Bali right now, on the other side of the fucking globe from back home, building a business that allows me to build the life that I want to live, and not only build the best life for myself, but also to deeper level, right? It's to become the better version of myself, become the version of myself who throws himself into uncomfortable situations and learns the skills and experience to get himself to strive in those environments, right? And so I think what's dope about this is that I wouldn't have ended up where I'm at right now if I hadn't gotten rejected by things that I thought I wanted, right? Things that my ego wanted, things that my ego placed my sense of self-worth onto. And this is what a lot of people, this is what you do as well, right? If you're young, if you're 18, 20, right, a lot of your sense of self-worth probably comes from the name of the school that you go to, the frat that you're in, the type of girl that you're dating, the job that you have lined up, the grades, how much money you make, this, that, the other. And what I want to kind of explain here is that it's not about any of those things that make you who you are. It's who you are that attracts those things. And rejection is a fucking, sorry, I'm taking this in for a moment right here. This is crazy. This is insane. This is beautiful. But rejection is essentially redirection. And I remember 2 years ago, right, 2023, around this time, with a lot of my friends in university, right, they looked at me as the guy because I had a lot of opportunities and offers from, multiple companies like Salesforce and Ogilvy and the top Deloitte, like all the big names, right? In the industries that you can get into with a business degree. I was getting recruited by all of them. And I remember that I had my life made up. I said, okay, I'm going to apply for the Salesforce job that I was already talking with recruiters. I was going to get into sales. I was going to move to Irvine and, live a comfortable life there, build up and climb the corporate ladder, become an account executive, this, that, the other. And I remember at the time, right, it was summer. I didn't really have much going on for me. This is all I knew. I had placed my entire self-worth on this job. I had placed my entire sense of self in getting a job offer, a six-figure job offer from the company Salesforce because I wanted a big name on my resume. And essentially, long story short, right, I ended up fucking it up. I ended up being super nervous and just a bunch of things went wrong that were even out of my control. And I remember after being said no to, I let it affect me a lot, right? I was pissed off. I was angry. I was like, fuck, why is this happening to me? Am I really going to be stuck in my hometown? Is this, that, the other? And looking back now, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful that Salesforce said no because one, first of all, fuck Salesforce, fuck the manager that she was being a bitch, even in the interview and everything like that. But I was so grateful that they said no. Because if they hadn't said no, I wouldn't have had this fire under my ass. And again, I could have handled that a lot better to go out there and make money on my fucking terms, right? I realized that the amount of money that I was wasting time, like trying to do interviews and then get an offer for a whole year, I could make more money doing the same thing by finding a lead to buy a home with my real estate license. And so I ended up doing that. And in doing that, I made over 20 grand in a single month. And then I even somehow ended up getting rejected by a bunch of shit just went wrong out of nowhere. And I was already doing really, really good. I already had a bunch in the pipeline. But I realized that it was a blessing in disguise being rejected by the brokerage that I was working at because real estate wasn't what I truly wanted to do. I wanted to have freedom, right? The freedom to be able to travel. You can't do that with real estate. Essentially just building another job for yourself. Or you can't do that being a real estate agent. You're just building another prison for yourself. It's a glorified prison where instead of one boss, you have multiple bosses and they're not paying you. And sorry, I got to take a sip of this fucking fire. But yeah, with that being said, right? Got rejected from Compass. And at that time, all I could do was laugh because how the fuck did I get fired when I'm my own boss, right? And if you know about how real estate agencies and all these things work, like, it was really weird how it happened. Because I just did a $1.7 million deal, 23 years old, and it was my first month in, and I got fired from my own business. Steve Jobs shit, right? But looking back now, I'm so grateful that that happened, because I didn't turn around. I didn't look to go do real estate. I went to go do something better. And then fast forward to now, I'm in Bali right now, and I'm recognizing that a lot of my life, all the times that things didn't go my way, things were actually going out better. They were turning out better. And it was just my perspective. It was my perspective that determined the experience that I was having. If I let those things, affect me, or something rejected me, or this, that, the other, it wasn't that it's a knock on my self-worth. It's actually a blessing in disguise, guiding me towards what I'm meant to, realigning me with my own path, with my thing. And that's where I'm at now. Honestly, the most present I've ever been, the most carefree I've ever been. And I'm in this point in my life right now where I don't understand what's going on, and that's fine, because I trust it and I trust myself. And I'm giving myself the freedom that I used to work hard for or grind for. I'm just giving myself that freedom because I trust myself. I trust that, and being able to wake up every single, and not needing to wake up early. I wake up early, and not needing to eat the right foods or anything like that. I'm eating the right foods. I'm doing the right things. And then not needing to be in high vibe environments. I naturally just end up in high vibe environments, right? And I trust it, because the Wi-Fi at the cafe that I was working at before this wasn't working. The old me would have been pissed off, like, oh, why the fuck is this not working? This, that, the other. And then I said, you know what? This is happening for a reason. Ended up coming to this beach club, just way better. And that's what I want to say, right? Rejection is redirection. Everything is working out in your favor if you look at it that way. Everything, right? Because now I get to record this video, I get to drink from a coconut on this beautiful beach, and I'll show you guys the view too. And I wouldn't have been able to do this or showed up here if I was so attached to making something work that wasn't meant for me, whether it's a job, whether it was a relationship, whether it was a friendship, whether it was a dynamic with family, right? Whether it was the cafe that I was working out there. And being said no to, it gives you the strength to say no, because you know that everything's going to be okay. And all the no's led me to this yes. And even this right here, this beach club that I'm in right now with this beautiful view, this is something that I'm going to have to say no to one day, because something better is going to come. Rejection is redirection. And now I'm in this point in my life where I have the freedom to say no to things that don't align with what I want, even if it looks good on paper. Whether it was a 6-figure job that I walk away from, right? I walked away from that job. I didn't try to make it work because it just was not aligned. And now every single day I'm getting hit up by companies. Literally, the recruiters are offering me payments under the table, saying, hey, if you could just take this interview, we'll give you like $100. Just take the interview and then ghost the team, or say you got a better offer. But like, I will literally pay you. They're saying that they will literally pay me $100 under the table just for me to take interviews. And I have the freedom and the blessing to say no to that. Not from a place of ego, right? Not from a place of fuck you, this, that, the other, which is something I wanted way back then. But just from a place of alignment, a place of giving. If I say no to this opportunity, right? If I reject the recruiter, I reject the role that's being offered to me, which is 6-figure remote roles, by the way, which is something I would have killed for 2 years ago. And me saying no to that, I'm giving the recruiter redirection. I'm giving the recruiter an opportunity to go find the right person. I'm giving an opportunity for one of my friends who need a miracle, who need this job, to be referred by me. And I'm giving them a miracle to be able to get into a 6-figure role. And that's the beauty of this rejection shit, man. And when you get rejected, you get redirected to God. And majority of the times, I feel like when you get rejected, it's always when you place a lot of worth on that thing that's outside of yourself. When you put a lot of your worth on something outside of yourself, I feel like God, the universe, whatever it is, pushes that away to remind you that you are the source, not the seeker. That all the blessings and everything that you desire come from you, not because of you. And the things on the outside don't define who you are. It's who you are on the inside that defines what you get on the outside. So what I want you guys to do, and what I want to leave you guys here with, is before you get anything, before you get that job, before you get that yes from the cute girl, before you get, an invite out, imagine how you would feel if you had already had those things. If you had been living a life having those things, the money, the status, the friends, the girlfriend, the love, all that stuff. If you already had it within you and you could get it easily, how would that feel? And just tap into that. Tap into that. and just keep that energy. And when you keep that energy, you'll start to realize the things that you wanted that aren't really meant for you will start to naturally dissolve. I'm actually about to go fucking surfing right now because holy shit, this looks beautiful. The water looks amazing. But the things that aren't meant for you dissolve and they move on. And the things that you do want truly and are meant for you, once you remove the fears, the illusions, and placing your sense of self-worth on outside things, the right things come into your life magically. And so I'm excited of where this is going to bring me in these next few months, what business I'm going to build next, where I'm going to be living, because I can honestly see myself living in Bali for a few months out the year, dead ass. Just bring the shorty over here, kick it in a villa, have fresh food, literally grass-fed, Australian, organic, New York strips are like $15 a pound with the yellow fat too, so that's how you know it's good. And like, I'm just being directed. Every rejection that I've ever gotten directed me towards what I truly want. And so it's dope, man. But that's all I have to say. That's it for this video. Enjoy life. Don't take it too seriously. And just live 100 lives, man. You don't want to be on your deathbed saying, man, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done that. Live 100 fucking lives. I was a realtor. I was a tech sales. I was a graphic designer. I was a freelance videographer. I was a dumbass, I was a smartass, I was all these different things. And I think when you live 100 lives, all right, anyways, free tools in the description below to build the best life possible by becoming the best version of yourself. I will see you in the next one.